Apta Pramana, the experience and the results of the Aptas, millions of rishis, munis, ganas, nainamas, alvars, siddhas, all of them manifested all the powers of Paramashiva. They are not just the rishis or they're just not the sannyasis, but also grahastha, the family people who lived a regular family were able to manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. And that beautiful science Bhagavan has given us Atma Pramana, account of His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation. Bhagavan's very own Leela to showcase the world that how a cognitive shift, when you understand the reality, how you exist, who you are, you will understand how you can function in this world much beyond the powerless space and incompletion and the struggle that we are going through. Shakshi Pramana, the experience of millions of disciple devotees, followers all around the world initiated by Bhagavan. Bhagavan clearly says, I am in the Kailash courtyard, whoever comes, I'll manifest through them. More than us, Bhagavan is present to manifest through all of us. The powerful space that we need to connect and experience the oneness with Paramashiva. After each darshans, after each satsangs, Bhagavan make each one of us receive the prasada of power manifestation, that each one should have our superconscious breakthrough to receive Bhagavan's grace and manifest as powers in our life. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Not just the thoughtless space, but also each of the powers are scientifically clearly stated how in science, how we are manifesting these realities. Bhagavan has given beautifully the Shastra Pramana. The Shastra Pramana for the power of teleportation. And this power is from the Spanda Karika, section 3, Vibhuti Spanda, Sutra 3.4, 3.5.
Spanda, Sutra 3.4 and 3.5. Yatha hi arto sputo drishta savadhanepi chetasi bhuyah sputataro bhati swabalodhyoga bhavitaha tatha yat paramarthena yena yatra yatha stitam tattatha balamakramya nachirat sampravartate.
Bhagavan Paramashiva says, indeed, just as an object or a static matter, which in spite of all the attentiveness of the mind is perceived and seen indistinctly at first, then appears and manifest more distinctly and clearly when the observed with the strength of the visual power. When the yogi resorts to the power of Spanda, the third eye, dynamic activity, in the highest essential nature of oneness with Paramashiva, then whatever the thing or object or ideas which is the static matter exist in its highest dimension, wherever, in whichever place or time, in whichever state or dimension, that thing or object at once appears and manifests in that very form, that very way, by nature of strategic existence. He explains in a simple words, static matter, that everything that exists is static matter. We can perceive static matter. Our body, the things around us, and what we understand as our outer world reality. That is static matter, Paramashiva. Whatever you're seeing is Paramashiva. The next, the dynamic activity. When you understand your third eye, how it functions, when you become aware of it, then the dynamic activity happens. How does it happen? Where it gets instruction from? It gets instruction from your strategic existence. What is strategic existence? Your will. Like for example, you know the color red. Nowhere in the brain, even science has found that this strand is having a blue color information. No, still science has not able to track it down. But you know that it is blue. How do you know? You know that consciousness is manifesting in you as blue, which you have understood over years that it is blue, even though it is not blue. But apart from that, for first level, we'll take it as you understand as blue, the cognition. So that is the will. You wanted to see the blue color, and the blue color is in front of you, and you know it is blue. So static matter, dynamic activity, the action, and you who wills, who cognize that it is blue. All three are one and the same. As long as we think we are only materialistic world, outer world, and we are interested in matter, we are going to get struggle, and only root shocks are going to wake us up. How we wake from a crazy dream, we'll wake up from this in such a root shock, knowing that everything is gone, and then we have to wake up. Instead, Bhagavan says, you can manifest the powers which will poke holes in your materialistic world and make you understand, hey, you're not just materialistic world, you're not static matter alone, you are dynamic activity based on the perception, on the will. When Bhagavan blesses, it should immediately become reality. If it is not, then where are we stuck? We are stuck in the materialistic world. Then how do I experience the dynamic activity, and how do I experience the conscious sovereignty as my reality? The will, how you cognize yourself, you should have a mature understanding, the knowledge, and Bhagavan's initiation and blessing, like Kailash Courtyard, like how the Garbha Mandir of a temple, when you go and make a wish, because of the power of the presence in that area, when you thought intensely in it, it becomes reality. Same way during darshan or satsang. Now in Kailash Courtyard, you are invoking that presence of Bhagavan who is there and manifesting as the higher science, higher reality. So when you are in the space of complete surrender and gratitude that Bhagavan has chosen you, and you are the favorite inheritance, chosen favorite inheritance of cosmos, is why we are here. Without any blessings, we cannot be here. Rather, we will be switching off immediately and moving out. Okay, I had the information. Only in you're here, still listening, and you want to manifest your reality as auspiciousness and abundance, you can experience that oneness and manifest it. That is strategic existence. Now, how do I understand the Paramashiva space that we mentioned? We understood how I manifested blue because I cognize it, and the matter is the blue, so I understand. Now in the middle, there is dynamic activity. My third eye, the frontal prefrontal cortex. How do I understand the higher science? Bhagavan beautifully says, you have three bodies. We don't live in this body all the time. When you are in deep sleep, where are you? You are in the dark Akasha space. You are not there in anywhere in the physical body. You have no idea whether you are women or men. You have no idea you ate or slept. Where are you sleeping? Who's your parents? Who's your spouse? Well, how much wealth you have, what studies you have, what job you have, nothing. And you reside in that at least 1/3 of your life. And that is what makes you much more fresh and awake, as though you have taken all the best things for you. But you had nothing, the karna sarira. And same thing Bhagavan says, next you have the dream body. There you know that, but in the dream you are experiencing the higher reality. And then you have the waking state. Waking state, you are in the physical body. Bhagavan says, if you really understand, the physical body also functions from the consciousness. The consciousness is the Paramashiva. If you understand the Paramashiva, who you can reside into, you can wake up to the Paramashiva space and manifest as powers. That dynamic activity as Parashakti. Bhagavan beautifully explains in the Atma Pramana. Before we go to Atma Pramana, let's see how Siddha Bhagavan Baba is manifesting just like that, materializing and manifesting all these great things, a conch that he's holding. He just manifested from thin air. And when Bhagavan asked Baba, how did he manifest? He said, when I see a person, my hands shake, and whatever I receive, I give it to them. It is only the blessings continuously that happens as reality. All this auspiciousness simply manifests as reality because we are in the oneness space, deep yearning for the higher truth. You can see Baba how he is materializing just from thin air and manifesting and offering to everyone. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains how he went into a nurse body to experience the samyama.
I'll finish telling the story, then I'll explain. Because the story has many keys, sacred secrets. In the temple, he made me sit and taught how to loosen yourself from the different nerves. It is a simple conscious decision of not getting attached. Nothing else. It's a simple technique. Conscious decision. I'll explain the technique in a very detailed, elaborate way. And he taught me that. I sat and practiced maybe for half an hour. I must be maybe 12 or 13. That must be the age, or maybe 14 also. But surely when I was living in Thiruvannamalai, I left Thiruvannamalai by 14 and a half. That means for the diploma of mechanical engineering. 14 and a half, or that is the time I left. Left means I used to stay many days in the Polytechnic. So we both were walking after the Samyama. We were walking to go around the hill. On the way, one government hospital, Thiruvannamalai is government hospital. Those days it was a small, now it has become big. Government hospital. We were walking in that way. Throughout the way he was talking, like you try this samyama on somebody and try to prove that you are able to do it. I was thinking what to do. Suddenly, when we were crossing the government hospital, I saw a nurse walking fast inside the hospital. You know, in those days, nurses will wear that long white dress. Immediately I told this Raghupati Yogi, I will do samyama on her. Very elderly lady, maybe 50 or 55. I just did samyama on her, but I was not able to get into her body completely. I was only able to connect with her eyes. Because the samyama which I practiced morning, I was able to loosen myself only from the eyes. That is the part first gets loosened. Because that is the part through which you relate with the world, more than 80%. So that got loosened in me. I was able to enter into her eyes. But I couldn't do anything other than the eyes part. Raghupati Yogi also understood. But he wants to check whether I am able to do it properly. Then after that, we sat there itself in one corner. She was attending a delivery. I described the whole delivery exactly. How the baby is coming out, how she is attending, and what all the equipments are used, and how the baby is washed with the soap, and how the baby has been beaten, how she held the baby. Everything I described in a very detailed way, because I am seeing through her eyes. End of the delivery, after she did everything, the relatives of the mother were waiting outside. The moment she came out, they gave a silver tumbler to her as a gift. I saw that also. I described the whole thing to Raghupati Yogi. Raghupati Yogi was convinced, yes, I am able to do that samyama. She just inserted that tumbler in the hip to hide from the other doctors and officials. Raghupada Yogi wanted to check the power of my samyama. When she came out, he took me. The Raghupada Yogi took me inside the hospital and asked me to tell who is the nurse and where she is keeping the tumbler. I said, she is the nurse and she is keeping the tumbler here in the hip. Raghupada Yogi went and asked, did you get the silver tumbler as a bribe? She was shocked. And he said, you are keeping it in your hip. She was completely shaken. She said, how do you know, Swamiji? He said, I saw with my mantra power. And he spent some 2-3 words. He told some 2-3 words. She was shocked and she touched his feet and she went away. Then later on, Raghupada Yogi took me inside that place where the baby is there. I described before that itself, Raghupada Yogi, there are some of the body marks and how the baby looked and all that. Went and saw inside, checked, everything was perfect. As I described, the small cart in which they keep the baby, that swing, everything was clean. Then I asked Raghupada Yogi, why I am not able to do the samyama of the whole body? Why I am not able to enter into her body completely? Then he said, very beautifully, first thing, the samyama is just to awaken that intelligence in you. Second, you are a conscious birth. If you enter into her whole body, even if you come back, she will become an incarnation or enlightened. Even if you step back, she will become enlightened. So that cannot happen. This is just to awaken your own powers to you, to remind you that you can do this.
Beautifully, Bhagavan says, this is to awaken your own powers to you. That is the most key part. If you understand that it is you who have all these powers, and Bhagavan has chosen each one of us. You can say, I just entered the Kailash courtyard. You can just say, I have never been to all these things. I have no understanding all this. Doesn't matter. If you're breathing, you are manifesting. First thing we have to understand, Bhagavan says, if you say you're a human, you are lying. You are Paramashiva living in human body. How you live in your deep sleep body, dream body, this is a body that you are using for your purposes. Even if you're going to die the next moment, the body does not say, oh, I'm leaving you, I'm sorry. It doesn't have any idea who you are. Like the car that you're using. Car does not have any idea who's driving the car. The car drives as the person uses it. Same way your body is only a vehicle, Bhagavan says. It is not you. Same way your mind is not you. Then who is you? Who is that? Who is you? The deep sleep where you experience the blissful space is you. And out of nothing you're actually feeling all the bliss, then why are you running against all that we have to run in the outer world? Bhagavan beautifully says, we each one have manifested to celebrate Paramashiva in the planet Earth, doing whatever we are doing in the most blissful way. And we each one, Bhagavan has given our purpose to manifest all this reality and enjoy the space of oneness with Paramashiva. What the most beautiful space, like how Bhagavan, he says, I reside in Arunagiri Yogeshwara, Kailasha is only my side effect. How you do yoga, there's a side effect of flexibility. Same way, your side effect is going to be running your life in much more better way and much more beautiful without any root shock. Now you got a brake and clutch in your car. Otherwise, you're driving your car, your life, without a brake and clutch. How horrible and how dangerous. And we don't understand till the root shock wakes each one of us and puts us into such a trauma that we don't know what to do. Bhagavan prepares us to have a superconscious breakthrough without all that we need to go through. Is the compassion of the Master. Now you can see the two cups, where one cup has the vibhuti and one cup has the dots. You can see some white patches and white dots in the corners. And beautifully, the teleportation, the breadth dimension, Bhagavan calls it, and materialization, the depth dimension, where energy is created out of thin air. According to science, no energy can be created or destroyed and it can be only passed on. But Bhagavan says something beyond happens where it is created from just thin air as materialization. So when you're manifesting this power, it can be materialization or teleportation. Whatever prasada you receive, you are confirmed by doing each of the power manifestation. It's like writing a check for the $1 billion because you are a $1 trillion kid and you are experiencing the oneness with Paramashiva. Hold that beautiful space of oneness and simply manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Now let's go to the instruction. It's a simple instruction for us to follow. When we understand these things scientifically and when we understand the core of it, how we can express all these powers, we'll be in more blissful life. By manifesting powers again and again, you start getting the hang of it. It's like a swimming. You go to swimming first day, second day, third day, 1 month, you are only sinking, but you know everybody is floating there and you can also be in that space. That is powerful cognition. Once you know that it has become your cognition that you can float, after that simply you will get a click and you start floating on water. Even though our body is lighter than a dead body which is filled with water, it floats. Then what is that? We are going down. It is not understood by the science, but now they are catching up, saying the ego, which is the weight which is taking you down, the thoughts are the weight that takes you down the water. Dropping that at Bhagwan's feet, everything that you know, how you do in every night, dropping everything and going into the beautiful space of where you reside as Brahman. Same space we can go with awareness. When you fall in love with Paramashiva, your own space, which you raise yourself by understanding, hey, I am not just a wave. I am an ocean who creates the wave. And if you understand that, you become the ocean and you experience all the fulfillment. You don't have to have any desire because you are the creator of everything. And you don't have to feel cheated because nothing can be lost because you are the keeper of everything. You are the destroyer. You are the liberator. Everything is you. Once you understand that, why would you have fear? Why would you have greed? Why would you go through anything else? Now sit with yourself, visualizing Paramashiva, Parashakti. You are the Devi sitting there with 75 eyes and 50 hands and 25 heads. How would you feel on top of your neck? You have 25 heads. That is what Bhagavan says. Sit as Sundareshwara. Be in that bhava and sit with the head, neck and spine in a straight line. An absolute unclutching. Unclutching like how you have lockdown, complete lockdown. And complete completion from understanding you are Paramashiva now. You are not human anymore. So no thoughts. I am not going to go by the delusion, what I experienced as my dream. But I am Paramashiva. I am here to create my reality. Sit very clearly. That is Tyaga. And continuously chant the Mahavakya. The whole key lies on the listening of Mahavakya intensely. From your navel center, when you chant and you listen, you create the higher frequency to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Let's entangle with Bhagavan in the quantum space and start chanting the Mahavakya to experience the power of teleportation.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all.
So beautiful. Now you can open your eyes and slowly check your cups and your hands. You can put the light and check if you have got the vibhuti, kumkum. So many times it doesn't just happen in that cup. It happens on your body or it happens on different places. And if you have paduka, if you have the deity, you can see that it happens on the deity many times. So you can have any of your Ishtadevata and you can experience that oneness with that Devata also. Whichever Acha Avatara or Nija Avatara, whichever you prefer. That beautiful space that you have, what manifests as reality, is most important. Life is about manifestation, not struggle, not anger, not frustration, not pain, not losing things, but auspiciousness, abundance, and manifesting whatever we want as our reality. Command over reality, nothing to fear, nothing to lose, nothing to get in the space of oneness with Paramashiva. We can understand we have to wake up from all these incompletion. There is nothing incomplete about anything. Like in the dream, if somebody really is upset with you or you have an accident, you don't go to a hospital, rather you wake up. The same thing, all these are created for you to wake up, nothing else. All the struggle is only one message in it, that wake up to the reality you are Paramashiva, Parashakti. Only live as Paramashiva and Parashakti. You are the ocean, you are not just the wave, you are not the rays, you are the sun. You are all powerful and all you are Paramashiva in all the ways, and you can manifest all your reality as the conscious sovereignty. Again and again, hold that as your powerful cognition. The powerlessness is only created by the mind, which is not you. Like how even the body is not you, the mind is not you at all. The mind just picks up a recorded version and keeps playing as a fallback. Fallback is not your life. You have much more to live than just a fallback. Getting upset, getting tired, getting addicted, everything, because seeing the fallback as your life is a delusion. Wake up to the reality that we are Paramashiva. We can manifest whatever we want. We are the Brahman. We are the consciousness. Like all the Siddhas and Munis and Ganas and Nayanamas, and all of them woke up to that reality to experience the bliss that is exactly the science Bhagavan is teaching each one of us. When we get prepared and we are ready with that space as Turiya space, whatever Bhagavan gives, will simply become consciousness. We'll start living as enlightened being. When we are pulled out of Turiya state by our Guru into Turiya Theta, we become enlightened space, living enlightenment. So we have one more cycle to experience this prasada from Bhagavan. Hold this powerful space again and again that you are Paramashiva. That is why you're breathing, that is why you're manifesting food into blood and all the vitamins taken in your body. All the function in microcosm is not done by you, not your mind. If mind was supposed to be breathing, you would have lost your life many times. Hold the powerful space. How you're manifesting all these complicated things. Start manifesting all these things also in my life. Very clearly tell Paramashiva to manifest in you as you want, and simply you'll see one by one all of them getting into reality. And you will drop all your fear, your greed, and simply merge into that most blissful space that you will not ask for anything more than that. Let's start chanting. Sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Few minutes, put away your gadgets and start chanting the Mahavakya. The main key is listening to the chanting and entangling with Bhagavan in the oneness space. Let's start experiencing the power of teleportation, materialization by chanting the Mahavakya intensely with a deep listening.
Open up, manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham.
Let Param manifest in all our third eye. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Slowly open your eyes, and whatever prasada you have received, what you have manifested, the prasada, just share it with the world in tinyurl.com/powermanifestation. Again and again, Bhagavan asks you to share the world, that Paramashiva is your space, recognizing more and more that everything that exists is Paramashiva. Waking up to the reality is enriching and causing. And simply whatever they are doing, blessing them for whatever they need to achieve in their space is the best thing, and thanking Bhagwan for all this powerful cognition and power manifestation again and again, making us realize we are Paramashiva, we are Sundareshwara, that holy space, that beautiful space that we are. And make sure you tag it to your friends and families, all these great signs, again and again inviting them for the satsang and darshan and Bhagwan's blessing. And if you see a $sign, go ahead, you can contribute to Kailasha for all that powers that Bhagwan is showering on each one of us to create our reality again and again, meticulously helping us through. You can donate anything of your currency. Whatever you donate, it simply comes back n-fold back to you. Again and again, we remind you is to understand that building is the most important, so that it protects you from all that which is happening and will be happening soon. That beautiful blessing from Bhagavan Paramashiva. With that, let's surrender all this powerful cognition, power manifestation to Bhagwan's lotus feet with a deep gratitude and earning that Paramashiva to become my existential reality. Again and again, thanking Bhagwan with a deep gratitude and thanking all of you who are holding that space collectively. Collective integrity, collective manifestation is what the world requires, and we all require to heal ourselves. Thanking Bhagwan for that and ending this session with a Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much. See you after next darshan or next satsang. Nithyanandam.